team put together to try to move this
Because
forward.
while another thing, as I'm sure you're thinking about this, while the town, for example, in Bellport, North Bellport has 13 acres of land, there's also opportunities to include adjoining property owners. So it's not just going to involve, or at least it shouldn't just involve the government-owned properties, but it should involve all of the property owners.
And it does. We are actually meeting with individuals that have just acquired property along Montauk Highway, and we are meeting with our planning department, and we're really advocating for that mix of uses for the stores on the first floor and maybe apartments or offices above. So that's the type of thing we're trying to bring in.
And those are all the kinds of things you can do by improving your codes. That would permit that kind of development. How's that going? I know that's been another area of focus.
We are in the process of doing that. We are actually in the process of finishing up our Brookhaven 2030, which is our comprehensive land use plan. At the same time, we're looking at our codes, our multifamily codes, our mixed-use codes, and we're trying to improve them and trying to make them a little bit more workable. Our PDD, our Planned Development District, really hasn't been utilized in the town of Brookhaven because it is very, very onerous for developers. So we're trying to make that less onerous and more inviting. We're trying to incentivize the type of building that we want, which is the mixed-use centers.
And that's a nice way of saying you need to get the private sector as excited about this as you are. And there's no reason why you can't do that with the right incentives and the right type of planning code that doesn't become so onerous that it's impossible to satisfy. You know, talking about building codes and housing codes, one of the most important responsibilities for any town is to protect the quality of life. And I know that you've been focused on quality of life issues for people that live in given communities. You mentioned Farmingville, for example. There's serious problems with absentee landlords and overcrowding. It's been an issue in North Bellport and other communities around the town of Brookhaven.
It is an issue in almost all the communities that I represent. Some have more, intensive problems than others. We just boarded up a house, closed down a house. We work with Suffolk County Police Department and our Public Safety Department and our Law Department. And this was a house that was causing major safety concerns for residents, and it happened to be in Gordon Heights. A lot of drug activity in there. And so we were able to actually go in, close the house, board it up, and we're looking to take that house down because it is currently just an attractive nuisance for that particular neighborhood.
So in this particular case, you're able to work with law enforcement to deal with the illegal activities that are going on, and then use your codes, your building codes, to get that nuisance, to get that cancer, if you will, out of that neighborhood. Right.
And it occurs, I was just at the Bellport train station, another effort that I moved forward through a Quality Community, Quality King grant, actually. It wasn't a grant, it was a fine. Quality King had built a third story without the permission of the town of Brookhaven, so we were able to get some dollars to come into the community. And that was North Bellport, and we bought cameras. So we now have cameras up around the train station. And there was just a shooting actually across the street that these cameras will now be able to take a look and show if there's a crime committed. It will show who commits the crime. And we're also hoping that it will deter crime from being committed.
And you're right, that is a very effective law enforcement tool. Speaking of Bellport, one of the other projects that you thought was really important was providing a really beautiful community center for the Boys and Girls Club.
The Boys and Girls Club is such a wonderful project, and we are very, very close to breaking ground on the Boys and Girls Club. I think it should be happening this summer. And it's been a long road. I was able to get $1 million for the Boys and Girls Club from the Caithness Fund. They had some problems with their sanitary credits. They had to acquire sanitary credits from other locations. We finally have that all set and nailed down. And so I'm very, very hopeful that we'll see ground being broke this summer on the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, that's going to be a great place for kids to enjoy safely. Not only do they have recreation activities, but they have after-school activities.
Right.
They're just a whole range of...
And they're opening it up to seniors and other community groups during the day. So it's going to be a great community facility for North Belport.
And that's an area that is another area that's lacking those kinds of community facilities.
And I'm working on a Robert Raleigh Park, also in North Belport. We're really investing in that. There's going to be a little spray park there, a skate park, playgrounds, basketball courts. So this summer again, we should finish Robert Raleigh Park.
Now, I know you want to talk about your Green Homes program. The town of Brookhaven has this tremendous program where you're able to help homeowners make their homes more green, more efficient.
Yes, where we have taken advantage of the stimulus funds, the American Recovery Energy Efficiency Act, and so we're using those funds to create a largely revolving fund for homeowners to invest in energy conservation measures. And also, Councilman Steve Fieri-Rosenfeld is moving forward the Go Solar program, which will be run in conjunction with Green Homes. So this is where we'd send a energy auditor into your home.
And these are people that you certify to make sure that they're expert.
They will be certified by the same people that certify LIPERS folks. And they'll go in, they'll do a blower door test, they'll find out where all the leaks are in your home, whether you need more insulation, you need new windows, do you need a new boiler, and then they'll give the homeowner a menu of options, and the homeowner can select. Maybe they don't want to do new windows, they'd rather do just the caulking or the insulation and so forth. And then the town will provide up to $10,000 in a benefit assessment to invest in those green initiatives.
And the town will recoup that over time.
The town will recoup part of that over time, yes. About 20%.
But the great part about it, people will be saving a lot more on their energy bill than that will cost them.
And it creates green jobs, another very good thing about that.
Before we go, I want to congratulate you. I mean, you're a very modest person. Here you're a civic leader, you're now a member of the town board. You have really been a leader in driving improvements in planning and development. We've talked about that. And that you've gotten some national recognition for this work.
It was a great thrill. I was actually in New Orleans this past weekend to receive the National Planning Advocate Award. And it was just a real honor because these are people from all over the United States that select out of many applicants to that. And our planning department really put in the application for me, and it was a thrill. It was a great honor.
Well, that's the difference between being on one side of the table where you were as a civic leader and now being on the other side of the table as a member of the town board. You could take those ideas, those things you're advocating for, and make sure that they really happen, and you deserve that recognition.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Connie Kepert, thanks so much for being here with us. We really appreciate it. Again, I want to thank Brookhaven Town Councilman Connie Kepert for joining us here on Meet the Leaders. I'm Pat Halpin. We'll see you next time.